happening, and here as we say hello and good evening, I'm Elle Duncan. He is Kevin Nagandi.
I love her wearing UNESCO's jersey.
I love it.
Right?
She said she went to her first WNBA game last night, fell in love. She's a fan.
We're less than 2 weeks away from the NFL season kicking off, and the Colts are the latest team to be dealing with COVID issues.
As we are now joined by our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter, who's got more with us. What more can you tell us about the Dolphins' level of interest in trading for Deshaun Watson?
Well, Elle, it's also important to point out Deshaun Watson has maintained his innocence all along and is insane. They get full value in return for Deshaun Watson.
And again, Tuesday, tomorrow is the day teams have to make their cuts down to their final 53-man roster. Dolphins, by the way, at the Patriots in week 1. We mentioned in our headlines as well, Shefty, Colts quarterback Carson Wentz, who along with 3 other Indy players has been placed on the COVID-19 list. Also a team that's dealing with numerous injuries, Carson Wentz himself. How will all of this impact the Colts' preparation for week 1, Shefty?
It's not ideal. Listen, regular season opener against the Seattle Seahawks, but this team has become adept at trying to overcome adversity.
Is this where I tempt fate and say, you can only go up from here? It can't get worse than this. I'm sorry, Colts fans. Again, as Shefty said, Colts host the Seahawks week 1. Adam Schefter joining us for the latest around the NFL. Do you remember that little kid clapback? I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. That exact situation is playing out right now with the Mets. And depending on which side of the coin you're on, it's either a total embarrassment or a long time coming. Dan Murphy explains in tonight's SportsCenter report. We're joined now by NFL Live's Mina Kimes. I don't know. I said earlier, maybe no one saw them using a rotation. Maybe Mina did. It doesn't work. At least it really never has, Mina. So how do you foresee this working out for the 49ers if they decide to rotate QBs?
You sound like someone who has 2 kids, Elle, and knows that sharing in the long term always backfires.
The beauty of being a colleague and friend of Mina Kimes is that if you had to, God forbid, step away from the TV at some point this weekend and not consume every second of NFL preseason action, Mina undoubtedly did. So she can give you everything you need to know from some of the biggest quarterback takeaways based on performances that you saw yesterday. I want you to start with Jags' Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
G-Man did make a trade for an offensive lineman today with the Bengals. But again, Daniel Jones, year 3. This is sort of one of those prove-it seasons. And so far, he's just proved he makes poor decisions. 22 interceptions, 23 fumbles lost combined over his first 2 seasons. Mina Kimes, thank you for your sacrifice in watching tons of exhibition play so that we can weed through what's important. MLB analyst Eduardo Perez, who's joining us ahead of this game tonight. I'm going to talk about the Yankees instead of the Red Sox. After winning 13 straight, losing their last 2, as I mentioned, they are now 6 games back of the Rays in the AL East. Forget the wild card. Is there a real chance they could contend for the division?
There is. The way that they have.
And in the meantime, for it to happen, all Yankees have to do is root for their bitterest rival to beat the Rays because they play them quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. Yankees, also good news, they face the Angels tonight. They get Corey Kluber back. He's been starting for the first time in over 3 months because of a shoulder injury. I do want to talk about another pretty big matchup happening tonight. But I want to go back to the Padres. They've lost 13 of their last 16, and I mentioned that they're a game and a half back of the Reds for that second wild card spot. Eduardo, what would need to happen for San Diego to pull this thing together and go on a real run?
They have to pitch better. They have to pitch better, and they have to have played really good baseball, especially against the Philadelphia Phillies, who I don't think Kevin wants to hear that. I don't think he does.
Yeah, he does definitely. You're talking about the Phillies that sit in second place right now, currently in the division. The Padres also adding insult to injury with the toughest remaining schedule in the Big, so they have to do all of that against the best competition in Major League Baseball.
Yes,
Eduardo, we'll see you at the top of the hour, 7 Can't
Eastern.
wait for Naomi Osaka. More tennis on the way over on ESPN2. Her match is coming up as she looks to defend her title.
And then right now we got baseball coming your way. Critical games here for the Red Sox as they take on the Rays right now.
Yeah, and then after that, go Braves, taking on the Dodgers. Just extend that lead over the Phillies.